Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Mexico and everything you need to know before you visit this country. First off, I want to point out how big Mexico is and how many things there are to do there. It's full of culture, full of history, and full of amazing places to see. You will need plenty of time if you want to explore the whole country, so maybe focus on one or two regions. That will give you more time to actually enjoy your trip and see more as well. If you do decide though to travel around a bit, public transport in Mexico is actually quite reliable. I have used it several times when driving across the country. There are many different bus companies, there are no trains, but the buses are quite good, and there's also AC in most of the buses. You usually have two options when it comes to buses in Mexico. There's ADO, which is the main professional bus company. There are also many unofficial and private shuttle companies and chicken buses, if you're familiar with that term. That's just a local bus and they put a lot of people in there. So I do recommend the more professional buses. It's more safe, it's official, you have a ticket, you know when it will depart, and you will be at your destination much faster. In some situations, however, you will have to use one of these local buses. They are completely fine. Just ask the driver about the prices and have cash on you. As I said, there's loads to see in Mexico. Don't think there's only the Riviera Maya or the touristy spots to see. Each state in Mexico is special in its own right, so do some research and find those more remote and less touristy spots as well. If you do decide, however, to spend your time on the Yucatan Peninsula, don't just automatically go for Cancun. Cancun could be a nice place for you to visit if you are looking for partying, snorkeling, family activities, water sports. There are plenty of options there. But also consider other places like Isla Olbosch, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. These places are a bit less popular but offer a lot more in my opinion. There's also Merida, Valladolid, many beautiful places to visit on the Yucatan Peninsula that aren't Cancun. I do also recommend to visit Mexico City. It is worth it. You might have heard negative things about Mexico City. It's a huge place, it's crowded, it's busy, it's loud, it's energetic, but it's also very vibrant, inspiring, and just a fun place to see. As you can imagine, life in Mexico City is very different to life on the Yucatan Peninsula. Mexico City is full of museums, monuments, history. You can visit the pyramids nearby, Teotihuacan. So don't forget about Mexico City on your trip and don't be put off by the rumors that it's not safe. Mexico City can be a very dangerous city, but it can also be a very safe city. This really depends on your behavior. If you're on the streets during the day, in the center of the city, around the touristy places, around the main site, the cathedrals, the lively neighborhoods, you won't have any issues whatsoever. If you are out, however, during the night, in the more dodgy and dark corners of the city, it can get very dangerous. Also, don't wear too much jewelry and do some research on the safe areas of the city. And that goes for the whole country. There's lots of crime happening in Mexico, but if you do some research on which states are safe to visit and which are a bit more dangerous, you will have a safe trip and you will be able to find the perfect solution for you. I, for example, wanted to see a few different parts of the country, but realized that the bus that would take me from one place to the next would go through a state with quite a dangerous reputation. So I decided to take a flight, hop over that state and just do it the safe way. Talking about traveling, make sure to make the detour out to Palenque. I know it's in Chiapas, it's a bit out in the nowhere. It's a bit hard to get to if you're coming from Mexico City or also the Yucatan Peninsula, but it's worth it. You won't regret it. Chichen Itza is nice, but Palenque is on another level. These ruins are in the middle of the jungle and it's just something very special to see. So if you're coming from the Yucatan Peninsula, there are buses going from Merida, for example, to Palenque, which is the town where the Palenque ruins can also be found. Or if you're coming from Mexico City, there are flights going directly to Palenque, but not every day of the week. So another option is to take a plane to Villahermosa and then take a bus from there to Palenque. I also wanted to let you know that you can use credit cards in most places in Mexico. I do, however, recommend to have some pesos at the ready if you need them. Some places just require you to pay in cash. For example, in the local buses I was talking about earlier, they definitely don't accept any credit cards, so have some coins on you. It's also a good idea to freshen up your Spanish. Employees in touristy places will definitely be able to welcome you in English and talk to you in English, but some locals really struggle with the language and prefer to speak Spanish. So it helps a lot to learn a few basic words to get by, but you can also, of course, always use body language. Finally, I want to address that the pandemic is still ongoing in Mexico, as it is in the rest of the world, but their vaccinations are not going as fast as in other places. So be aware of that, be careful, take precautions, and consider it during your next visit in Mexico. Alright, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments. There's also a playlist on this channel about my trip to Mexico. There you can find all the vlogs I made during my trip. Thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.